Former Ivory Coast President Laurent Gbagbo is set to appear before the International Criminal Court in The Hague on Monday to face charges of crimes against humanity, including murder and rape. He becomes the first former head of state to be tried by the ICC since its inception in 2002. For more insight into the case, we are joined in the studio by Gnaka Lagoke, an Ivorian political analyst. Mr. Lagoke, welcome to In Focus.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
First, your reaction to the arrest and the transfer of Mr. Gbagbo to The Hague.
I'm not surprised because I'm not surprised. We were expecting that because Mr. Ocampo said it many months ago that Gbagbo was going to be tried by the ICC, and Mr. Choi said it, and Blaise Compaoré said it, so we're not surprised. But at the same time, it is not a good day for all those people who believe that somebody can stand against the neocolonial interference, and so we will see how it's going to play.
Now, the immediate reaction from Gbagbo's party, Ivorian Popular Front, is that as a result of that transfer, the party is going to boycott the December parliamentary elections. It's going to withdraw from the reconciliation process. What does this do to the future of Ivory Coast's processes of reconciliation and election?
Yes, of course the future cannot be bright under Mr. Ouattara because Mr. Ouattara, as we know, founded the rebellion in Ivory Coast that split the country into two, and they committed atrocities and rapes and many other human rights abuses in 2002, 2003, and even during the war. We know what happened in Duekwe. More than 1,000 people were killed by Alassane Ouattara's forces. So when such an individual decides to take his opponent, to send him to the court, then you can imagine that another part of the country, represented by Gbagbo's party, that they decide that it is not the right way to bring peace and reconciliation.
Now the world is increasingly talking about holding leaders accountable for their actions. This was an action that was spearheaded by the International Criminal Court. What options did Mr. Ouattara, the current president, had or have on his table other than release this gentleman to The Hague?
Yes, one thing I'm going to give you to answer this question two ways. First, Mr. Ouattara did not suffer more than Nelson Mandela. And then Nelson Mandela and his generation, they had the opportunity, loyal to the Ubuntu philosophy, which is about humanness, they decided that they were going to forgive the white people in South Africa who oppressed black people for 300 years with the support of America, France, and all those powers. That's first. Second, when the country was attacked in 2002, Gbagbo Laurent decided to do an amnesty, took a bill, to forgive, so that they could do a reconciliation process in the country. Alassane Ouattara could have done the same thing, but unfortunately, because he's driven by revenge and vengeance, he decided that this is what he should do, and this is going to have a negative impact on the country and on his own presidency. Actually,
very specifically, what are your fears for the future of Ivory Coast?
Because when we have thousands of soldiers in neighboring countries, and then you have your own army, the army of which is now the commander-in-chief, that he decided to fight with the support of the UN and of his own rebels, and then that sooner or later there is going to be another episode of the Ivorian crisis. And then people will be surprised because we know that Ivory Coast, we talk about that Ivorian exemption or Ivorian exceptionalism. And people will be surprised by what will happen. Because one thing to tell you quickly, what we see in Egypt, what we see in the other part of Africa, and what we're seeing in the Democratic Republic of Congo is that many Africans, millions of Africans, are tired of the neocolonial interference, and it is time for them to stand against whatever things is done by the West.
Well, thank you very much, Gnaka, for your insights.
Makori.
And we hope to see you again here next time.